Hello, it's time for me to rant again, yay! So there is a question that have been on my mind for a long time. How many holes is enough? By that I mean, like, take a t-shirt for example, like I have a t-shirt right here. Like, how many holes is acceptable to have in a t-shirt before it's like, no? For example, I have a hole in this t-shirt right there. And I mean, I can easily cover that up, because this is a shirt I wear. Then I just cover that up with and then there's no problem. But if you like, today, if you like have a hole, or if color or a shirt is miscolored or something, you're supposed to throw it out. And I don't agree. By the way, if there anyone else who does it like this, my socks are a perfect example right here. You see, I have 2 holes right here, which they came today. So, which means I will be throwing this out because, However, the other sock, they might be thin here, but it's not a hole. Hence, I will be washing this one and throw out this one. And then I just combine my socks, with the ones that are still. So I have a lot of, unmatching socks. But it just feels wrong to, throw out both. Because one of them is also, I can't use this one anymore since, you need fabric. It was one thing if it were like holes here but not here, so like, and there's no point of a sock. But like the whole unmatching socks, yeah, and then you use the other one until, like, once there becomes a hole here, then I will throw that out. But maybe people would consider this a hole. I don't know, but I feel like it's very thin, yeah. But still gonna use it. And the same with like discoloration on your shirts. White shirts, for example, very easy to get discolored, especially from deodorant. Are you supposed to throw them out then? Because it feels wrong. They're not dirty, they're just a bit discolored. And t-shirts, I live in Sweden, so using a lot of t-shirts is like my thing. I have a lot of white and black t-shirts because they pretty much fit with anything. And then I usually wear a hoodie or a sweatshirt or something thicker over it. And so, no one will see if they're discolored underneath. So, I don't know. This whole pandemic has made me think as well how much we just throw out. I usually, when clothes get too small or you don't like them anymore or something, give them to a thrift shop. When do you know you have too much? It's I think I have a lot of clothes, but right now I haven't bought clothes in a long time unless I really, really needed it. For example, let's take pajamas and nightgowns and stuff like that. You can use those until they're so sheer you can pretty much see through this fabric. Then you might have to throw them out. But there can be holes in your pajamas or nightgowns for a long time before you actually feel the need to throw them out because they're not usable anymore. Do we throw out clothes too much? Do we, some things can be fixable, like this small hole is easily fixable, easily coverable. You can sew it back together. But do we do that with all our clothes nowadays? Or are we so into fast fashion that we just buy new clothes without thinking about the consequences? I've started to think about a lot of these things now. How many throwaway items. Do we buy shoes and then we buy nice shoes that we never use? Do we really need that many nice shoes? Isn't it enough with... Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing makes me think because of the fast fashion, and we know that there are people who are in certain countries where they're cheap labor, underpaid, overworked, that makes the clothes as cheap as they are. that they are not ethically sourced, because then they wouldn't be as cheap as they are. Do you think about these things too? For example, my phone, just such a basic thing. There are phones that are fair phones. You don't think about it, you don't see it much. There is literally a phone named Fairphone. Ethically sourced, a good phone. I mean, it's not the best phone on the market, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fair phone. It's supposed to be fair for the environment, for the workers, for everything. And when you buy that, you would know that your money goes to not harming people. So when the phone I have now, when that goes out of service, I usually use my phone, and I don't buy a new phone until I absolutely have to, because the phone I'm having gives up. That's when I buy a new phone. Like my last phone I had for 3 years before that one gave up. The battery was just like, then I bought a new phone. But I'm thinking like the next phone, when this one gives up, is definitely going to be a fair phone. I think the whole pandemic has just made me think about so many of my purchases. Even when it comes to K-pop albums, it's like all the plastic. Nowadays buy my toothbrushes made out of cornstarch and not plastic, because that's better for the environment. Just the Q-tips that you use, you shouldn't buy those with plastic in them. Like, every choice we make has such a big impact on everyone, and the fast fashion in particular just made me, I don't know, maybe it's just healthy to question everything and just try to do the best for the environment, but just like question if something is extremely cheap, how much did this cost to make, and how much did the workers that made it got for it. Do tell me your thoughts below. Like, how did you reason with this? Or is it good to draw the line? I mean, there's a big difference between also income, in which like people who do not make much money can't afford to buy more expensive items that might have been ethically sourced. But at the same time, it's like we continue with this whole cycle, and how much is the consumer to blame and how much is the market at large, these big corporations that just chases profits to blame, the whole you can't do everything, but I mean, just thinking about it, like, do I really need this? Do I really need to buy this consumer society? How much do we actually need, and how much do we buy just to make ourselves happy? And when we buy these things, are we making the environment happy too? But yeah, the best you can do is be aware of it and try to influence as much as you can, I suppose. It's hard. Anyways, that was my rant for this time. Woo. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Bye.